You are looking live at Jerusalem right now, where it is at 2 o'clock in the morning. And last hour, Israel's full cabinet approved a deal for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of dozens of hostages. The 6-week ceasefire is set to take effect on Sunday and pause the 15-month war with Hamas. Chris Brown is part of the CBC News team in the region. He's been tracking all of the latest developments from Jerusalem. Chris joins me now. Chris, talk to us about what you're hearing.
Well, this deal certainly took a long time to get over the finish line. That cabinet meeting that just wrapped up not that long ago took about 6 hours. Very unusual meeting, went into well into the Jewish Sabbath, and that's almost unprecedented. So it just goes to show how important this was, but perhaps also how controversial even within the cabinet it was. We've heard reports that as many as 1/4 of the cabinet ministers rejected it. Just to go back, this was the second cabinet meeting, in fact, that happened today. There was an earlier one, and in many ways that was perhaps the more important one. Overnight last night, there were hiccups, last-minute snags, mediators called them. Those were ironed out in Qatar, so the document went to the security cabinet here, and it was approved. So that was really the big hurdle. What happened tonight was a rubber stamp, and what that rubber stamp is going to launch is what's probably going to be a very complicated 3-part phased ceasefire. So this is the beginning of phase 1, involving the release of hostages, the trading, exchange of Palestinian prisoners, and a pause to the fighting in Gaza. And then there's other phases that are going to kick in after that. So it's all shaping up to be a very big weekend.
Certainly is, of course, as you mentioned there, a very, very long, tedious 6 hours with this meeting here. Now, of course, all eyes are going to be on Sunday when the ceasefire kicks in. Talk to us a little bit more, Chris, about what the details that you know, and of course, around the terms of the deal, and of course, the release of hostages.
What we know, what we're hearing from Israeli media, is that the ceasefire itself, the guns will go silent, as it were, around 12 o'clock on Sunday, and then a few hours after that, the first of the hostages will be released by Hamas. They'll be brought here to Israel. We're hearing different things, perhaps by helicopter. We really don't know, but 3 of them are coming, 3 women. We've been given a list of 33 names of hostages that are going to be released in the first phase of this, but we don't know which 3 in that 33 are going to be coming on Sunday. As well, there's also going to be an exchange of Palestinian detainees who have been in jail in Israel. Some of them have been convicted of serious violent crimes, but many, many others have not. Almost all are women. A few were teenagers when they were taken into custody, and many have been held. Not only have they not been convicted of anything, but they haven't even been charged. So some of those people will start to be released as well. Then there's going to be another exchange starting 7 days from now. And this process is going to continue into the end of this first phase. Somewhere around day 16, they're going to start negotiating again. And those negotiations will be to return the remainder of the hostages, send the remainder of the prisoners back. And that will all kick in as a phase 2. Big question is, are we ever going to get to phase 2? Lots of stuff can derail this. We saw tonight just how agonizing even getting this part was over the finish line. You can imagine just how difficult these subsequent negotiations are going to be.
Indeed, and reminder to our viewers, the last time a ceasefire was reached, that lasted around 8 days until fighting re-began. So as you point out, Chris, things can be very, very precarious, very delicate as we're inching towards Sunday. But as you mentioned, inching further on as we hope to get into that second and third phase. Brilliant coverage by you and the team out there, Chris. Thank you so much for this. Chris Brown for us in Jerusalem.